What's good, people? Guess who? You know it. Dreamer back at you with a Sombra gameplay analysis guide, tips and tricks video. Call it what you want, but I'm about to break down the ins and outs of a competitive game on the ladder to Grandmaster. At the 100 subscriber milestone, I will start taking submissions from other players' games, but while the channel continues to grow, I will try and bring you guys games from a variety of characters. If you guys like things like this, hammer down those like and subscribe buttons and visit my stream sometime where all this goes live at twitch.tv/adreamerxiv. Alright, starting off here, as you can see, I'm dual queue with my guy Lord of the Black Flame. Right now, we're at a group rating about 3100 SR, so low diamond. And first thing I want to do is what I always do. If I don't already have it clicked already, guys, you got to switch to team chat. Team chat is so important in the game of Overwatch, and especially in terms of Sombra gameplay and coordinating, calling out hacks, coordinating your EMPs and alt combos and all that stuff. All of this huge. Got a little banter with, you know, some of the other guys on the team going on, just early game, build a little chemistry, establish something, you know, of a friendly environment, something that everybody would enjoy playing in, you know. Just going through settings or whatever right now. If you guys haven't, recently I've really dialed up my settings in terms of sensitivity, and I think it's really taken my game to the complete next level in terms of twitch reaction movement and getting used to the aiming principles. I think the aiming is even far easier, and as you guys know, Overwatch is a really fast-paced game. So the last thing you want to do, I mean, maybe if you're sniping or something like that, like if you're a Widow main or an Ana main, maybe McCree, but even on those characters, I've dialed my sense up some. But maybe on those characters, you want it a little slower, a little more steady. But with characters like Sombra, Tracer, Soldier, where you want to be able to whip around, you know, do a 180 and still be accurate with your shots, like it's big to dial that sensitivity up. So let's see how we started off here. My first time watching this as well, fellas. So immediately what I want to do is Sombra, especially Route 66, it's huge with the gas stations, or with the gas station mega health pack and the mega health pack in the cave there. So I'm not sure if they saw me, and they did for sure climbing over there. That's why I threw the translocator to start. I'm gonna use that as bait and just try and take the health pack in the cave for now. What's really big on this is Sombra is extremely strong Route 66 first point. If you guys ever get the chance, if you're playing Sombra and there's an enemy Sombra, it'll be a battle for those two mega health packs, the one in the gas station and the one in the cave. So you know, give healing to your team and deny one on the other team. So as you guys can see here, what you want to do with Sombra in a lot of different DPSs is you want to go for the high ground. The high ground gives you a vantage point where it's easier to click those headshots, especially with Sombra. It's a lot easier to kind of sneak by and get those really cheeky hacks from up high when they can't really see you or break your line of sight, and that's all important stuff. Risky, but it's really important that you establish, like I said, control over those two mega health packs. Getting back on the high ground, threw my translocator first to make sure I always had somewhere to go back to. Hacking the Doomfist. Good play by me. As you can see, Doomfist, aside from that uppercut move, doesn't have a lot of verticality. So if I stay on the high ground and hack him for one, Doomfist with no abilities might as well be a pigeon. Communicate with my team that there's going to be an EMP on the Ryan and the Zarya. We'd already won the fight and we were up a couple picks, but with the new Sombra, if you guys didn't know, you don't get EMP charge from health packs, you get it from doing damage. I had done a decent amount of damage there, so I wanted to make sure, and I had confidence that I'd do some more damage in the future and be able to charge another EMP pretty quick. But what I wanted to do there was, if they're already down a couple, if we're able to take out their two tanks, their push is pretty much dead, and we'll be able to win that fight pretty convincingly. So same thing on second point here. I've kind of got things rolling a little bit. You saw I took the first mega health pack near the choke, and now I took the second one in the second gas station. Huge guys, huge that you get your teammates those health packs so they can run to them if need be, and you deny the enemy team that healing. Went up to the high ground. Tracer also, as you can see, kind of forced me off. But anytime you guys can hack a Rhine or a key target, fellas, those are the game-changing plays. Everybody likes to brag about, you know, gold eliminations and gold damage and stuff like that. Well, the truth is, in the game of Overwatch, what's really important is making those winning plays. And what are these winning plays? These winning plays are hacking key targets, hacking that Tracer right there. Tracer with no blinks or ability is one of the easiest characters to kill in the game, aside from her obnoxiously small hitbox. hacking the Reinhardt so he can't block damage for his team. You know, and pretty much basically turning him into one of the biggest targets of the game besides Roadhog. As you see, I'm on the high ground again, harassing the Tracer, harassing the Reinhardt. But if they don't contest you on the high ground, guys, I mean, you have free reign to do as you like. Built up another EMP. I want to make sure I stay out of the range of McCree's flashbang so he can't flashbang and headshot me.
Yeah, still winnable.
Oh, I lied.
With the new lines of sights, guys, or with the new hack mechanic, your line of sight gets broken pretty easily.
There you go.
Kind of risky there by me, but I knew we had some alts to follow up on. And at the same time, you know, even though my translocator was running out, I called out my EMP to my team to make sure that we knew it was coming and that we could follow up on it.
Oh, I can't. The mercy pocket. The mercy pocket.
Get some much needed help from my Zen. Kind of got lucky. Zarya was really pressuring me there.
She's nano. Oh man, dude, I got killed out of mercy, yo.
See?
Yeah.
Now we had already lost the Zen, so we already weren't in a good position for that fight. So what I should have done is not been nearly that aggressive. Kind of a dummy move on my part in terms of being effective. But as you guys can see, I kind of had it rolling a little bit, so I wanted to keep the wheels moving. Got a little greedy, and the other team definitely punished me for it. So if you guys can avoid that, make sure if there's ever a chance when you guys are down in a fight, or maybe your team is staggered or not grouped up, you guys, you gotta you gotta make sure that you're in a prime position if you're going to be aggressive. Otherwise, you're pretty much just feeding at that point.
I don't know what we're doing here. They're not really giving me a good target for the tyrant. I'm just gonna send it in now. Hope for the best.
As you can see, going back for the domination of these health packs, I had lost the 2 megas earlier. But like I said, it's very important that you get your team that ability to use those health packs as well as deny the enemy team that healing. Tried to hack the Rhyme, but I got knocked off the high ground.
Tracer's dead. I don't know how.
Placed my translocator so I had somewhere to retreat back to. I was trying to hack the Mercy in that situation. Ended up hacking the Ana. Hacking the Ana in that situation is not great. I mean, she loses the ability to nade and sleep dart, which is a big part of her kit, but at the same time, she can still pump out a lot of healing there. They have a Pharah, and if you guys haven't noticed, our team comp, we don't have like a real Pharah counter or a real hit scan. So what you guys can do, the longer you hold down your SMG fire with Sombra, again, the key hack on the Tracer, key target that you have to knock down a huge source of DPS, now taken away from the other team. But what you guys can do as Sombra in order to make your SMG fire a little more accurate is you can kind of burst fire it like you would with Soldier's assault rifle, and what that does is it fires in smaller bursts. It fires in smaller bursts that are all more accurate there, and so you can hit targets from longer ranges. You don't do nearly as much damage as a Soldier or a McCree would, but it's still some effective damage that can bother them nonetheless. So third point, like I said, Route 66, for all you Sombra scholars out there, Route 66 is a great map for Sombra. A great map because of all the different locations and all the different mega health packs that you can hack along the way in order to give your teams access to those.
Let them hold that, and then you guys get ready to dive in.
So right now, trying to coordinate an EMP with my team here. Built another one up, try and get into a prime position. I know I got the 2 tanks behind me, 5-man EMP, killed the Mercy. Team follows up on the EMP, guys.
Can't believe I have to say that in competitive.
And these are the types. Oh, got too greedy. Got too greedy against the Pharah there. Thought I could get the kill in the end, but Pharah hit me with a couple direct rockets. Didn't get the heals, but my team was still pushing the cart pretty strong there. So I guess it was all right, but I still got a little greedy. I had my translocator, could have translocated and didn't, and again they punished me for it.
Somebody got chopped.
In close games, guys, it is crucial. So a lot of people right there would have just hacked the health pack right away, you know, take the healing away. But what I wanted to do is, since we're so close to the end of the board here, what I wanted to do was place my translocator down, so I had a place to retreat to just in case it got hot and maybe I was under a lot of pressure. And I wanted to stand up on this semi truck here. And the big thing about this semi truck, especially in this third point here, is it's the high ground at this point, aside from a couple pillars and a couple other places. But if you're uncontested up there as Sombra, you can pretty much, just like on the first point, kind of on that walkway, you can shoot down and have a high vantage point over the enemy team, while the ability to pretty much hack whoever you want at whatever time you want. And since the new hack is broken, and it goes on a 2-second cooldown every time you get hit. The tourbillon turret is really a problem for Sombra. If you're ever in the line of sight of that tourbillon turret, you're most likely not going to be able to get a clear hack off, because it's just going to hit you and it's going to trigger that cooldown. So last fight here, we're in OT, trying to kill the Torb, trying to kill the Torb. He uses Molten Core, so nothing I can really do there. Use the EMP as kind of a desperation tactic. We're down a couple of people right now. Just kind of trying to stall out on the payload, do everything I can do here. That translocator right there is absolutely horrendous, but I wanted to keep it kind of close to the cart just in case I had to get back there. Tried to hack the Rhine, not sure how the Hog got hacked there, and I ended up getting killed by that tire to finish. But in an ideal case scenario, what would have happened is I would have thrown my translocator back on the high ground, retreated up, used that mega health pack to my advantage, and then did the same thing in hacking targets from up top and trying to mitigate effective damage down to the enemy team below.
I don't know if I've ever got
Another thing you guys can do is now that they have this thing in the social tab where you can kind of see the characters that your teammates play. My philosophy is that you always want people to play a character that they're comfortable with and a character that they're good with. Yes, I know the standard comp is, 2 tanks, 2 DPS, 2 support, but in certain situations that doesn't always work out as well as, people playing what they're comfortable with. So if you end up playing maybe a triple tank set or a triple DPS set, and people are really comfortable on those characters and perform well on those characters, you might do better with a triple DPS comp than you normally would with your standard 2-2-2 comp, 2 supports, 2 tanks, 2 healers. But at the same time, Overwatch is another team game full of counterplay. So if the team makes an adjustment to that strategy in order to counter what you're running, then of course you'll also have to make another adjustment in order to better, put yourself in a position to win that game, depending on what they're running. Now, Sombra's good on offense on Route 66, but where she is very strong on Route 66 is defense, considering you can start right away and pretty much get both of these health packs for free. Even if the other team is running an enemy Sombra and she tries to hack one of these health packs right away, you can hack the cave health pack and you can hack the gas station health pack pretty much for free before she ever even has a chance to get near them. So if they are running a Sombra, it's always big, like I said, that you deny the other team these health packs. And you want to get them before the other Sombra can.
First thing you did, get your ass.
So I hacked one health pack, and as you guys can see, they are running another Sombra here. So what I want to do is, I could have, fought that out, got some more charge for my EMP, but what was more important to me was that I got both of the mega health packs, so the other Sombra couldn't get it, and that would lower her effectiveness in terms of her, being a part of her team. And so I translocated right away just to use that health pack here. Where I should be right now is on the high ground if I could be. Again, I'm not a soldier, I'm not a reaper, so I don't want to be fighting, and brawling with the team. Even with soldier and reaper, you want to be not so much a reaper, but a soldier especially, you want to be on the high ground as well. But what I'm paying extra attention to right now is, since I know they're running that Sombra, I'm paying extra attention to making sure I'm hacking these health packs repeatedly so I can deny the overall effectiveness to the enemy Sombra.
Winston down. I've got EMP, boy.
Sombra's down. Don't worry about it.
All right, now I've built up EMP here, going for the enemy backline, trying to get the Mercy, and this is where I make a huge mistake. I get antied by the Ana. Yeah, I'm fighting 2 supports, so I'm thinking, what can they do to me? But overall, that was a stupid and greedy play that really put my team at risk for losing that push after we had done a really good job holding them so far. So if you can't avoid those chances, especially with Sombra, it's like Sombra and Tracer, you always want to get that finishing clip before you recall or before you translocate. Make sure you play it safe, because one of the most important aspects of this game is staying alive, because if you're dead, you can't help your team, and it's such a huge factor. That team fight could have flipped 5-on-6 in this game of Overwatch, and 5-on-6, as you guys know, when somebody leaves the game or anything like that, becomes a huge disadvantage. So in the back line again, this time I do get the Ana, stuck all the way by herself, hit the EMP, and as you can see, I didn't do a good enough job at keeping my hacks on those health packs, and now the enemy Sombra has one of them, and she kind of took advantage of that. I was able to hack her so she couldn't translocate and get away. Anytime you're in a Sombra versus Sombra matchup, if you can get a hack on the enemy Sombra, it is huge because Sombra doesn't have the mobility of a soldier or a tracer where she can blink around. Without her translocator, she's pretty much got average movement capabilities.
It wasn't enough. Thanks for the shield. I was about to die.
So hack is done. I see that, so I make sure to get that health pack right back before the enemy Sombra can get there again. It looks like it actually switched to a Pharah for this point in the fight, the Pharah Mercy. And again, we aren't running a hit scan, so this can really be a problem. So it's really going to be on me and D.Va as Sombra and D.Va to take care of that Pharah and Mercy and really pressure them. As you can see, I'm trying to get up high on the gas station here. And what the gas station does is, even with a Pharah, since, you know, I obviously can't fly, but I can get close enough to her where I can hack her, and so she might just fall out of the sky. Again, I was overly greedy. I threw a translocator before that fight with the Pharah ensued. She hit me with one direct rocket hit, which does 120 damage. I didn't take that into account. Made another stupid decision, overstayed my welcome, and she hit me with two back-to-back direct rockets, which ended up killing me. And again, you know, as a defending team, anytime you lose a defensive player, you know, whether or not it's early in the fight or later in the fight, it puts your team at a huge disadvantage unless you have the appropriate amount of picks, just because the offensive team has a much better spawn.
Short range tire. Fire's dead.
Built up EMP again. I see the hog.
To the attack.
EMP. Got 3 targets with that. Hogs up top. Where the effectiveness in Sombra's kit really lies nowadays is definitely within her during the fight hack. So whenever a team fight breaks out, it's not, Sombra's not as much based around the EMP anymore, where you farm your EMP, and your team pretty much plays off that every team fight. Where Sombra's true effectiveness lies nowadays is definitely in the mid game hack, since her hack is faster and it's harder to break. Yes, it has that 2-second cooldown, but since it's so much faster, the ability for Sombra to hack a key target, as in a Roadhog or a Tracer or anything like that, and then be able to pump out that extra DPS with the buff that she just most recently got, is a huge part of her kit. Played a decent game this game, so now what can I improve on? Target priority, aim, decision making, and definitely positioning is always some things that I can get better at. Thanks for watching again. I hope you all learned some things through the gameplay. If you like this stuff, let me know by clicking those like and subscribe buttons, and make sure you follow me on Twitter and Twitch at DreamerXIV for updates on videos and my stream. This has been your man Dreamer, reminding everybody to answer the call, because the world could always use more heroes.
Yeah.